am with my great friend, Tom Daddario. I am so excited to introduce Tom to the world of new home sales training. How are you, my friend?
Terrific, terrific. And yourself?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. Yeah.
Good,
So
good.
we're good. So Tom has a life of experience in new home sales. There's a whole blog that's going along with this video where I talk about it. But Tom, you've worked for some of the big giants, right? KB
Correct.
Homes, Lennar, who
Beezer,
else? Visa.
Beezer. Yeah,
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 and you've spent your whole life in the industry, and you've mentored so many top salespeople, including myself. I got to
correct.
meet you a long time ago, and in the 80s and 90s, and you did some great coaching. So I'm so happy to have you on the team now as a full-time coach. You've transitioned, and you're a full-time coach. So tell me a little bit about your background and what makes you such a compelling and impactful coach.
Well, let me just interject that I couldn't be more excited. It's been a long
Thank
time
you.
getting up to the point where I can join you in this next chapter of my life.
Oh,
And I think of all the things that are required or that happen in new home building and in our industry. The one that I was always, no matter what role I had, the one that I was always the most passionate about was the training.
yeah.
So to be able to step back into it now and really focus on it 100% is really a dream come true.
Oh, great, great. Well, you coached me a long time ago, as you remember, and you really helped introduce me to so many concepts that I just hadn't heard of. You are an excellent coach. What are some of the things that you really feel make you stand out as a coach?
So, I learned early on that people tend to listen to you more when you teach them things that you have vetted, you've
Right.
tried,
Yeah.
you've
Very good.
proven that those techniques work.
Yeah.
And not only that, but you sort of honed them through
Yeah.
trial and error. And
Beautifully said.
basically it
Yeah.
gives the students or the sales team, whatever,
Yeah.
the opportunity to shortcut, to get from A to B much, much quicker through
Right.
the experience that you and I have had
Right.
trying these techniques and hey, this I tried it this way and it didn't work, but I tried it this way and it worked.
Yeah.
And that that I think resonates. Plus, and again, me, you've known me a long time. I'm never one to
Yeah.
sort of brag and stuff, but the fact that my last 6 years where I decided to go back on the sales floor to put
Yeah.
all the stuff to work, the results speak for themselves. I was continually either number one or number two in this organization that I was recently with here, a local
Yeah.
builder. Um, and I was no smarter than anybody else. I just
Huh.
understood how to talk to people and how
Right.
to understand when to ask the questions, when to ask the
Sure.
tie downs and all the things that you and I talk about.
Yeah, yeah. Well, John Maxwell, I've been listening to John Maxwell again as a refresher, and he
Mhm.
talks about he's got his what's 12 laws of communication, and one of
Mhm.
them is the law of credibility. And I totally agree with that. I only ever want to have people on my team rather that have been there and done that. It's one thing to talk about sales training and sales techniques, but if you haven't actually been there in frontline sales, then how can that be authentic? And I don't know about you, but I learned a lot from you and other trainers. And I also learned by failing, by trying stuff and being risk averse, saying, well, I did
Absolutely.
it and it didn't work for me. So I honed it and fine tuned it. And now
Yep.
it does work. And that's the stuff that we teach is stuff that we've tried and it's tested. So that
Absolutely.
authenticity is so amazing. We were talking earlier about some of the benefits of training and evening out the highs and lows. Can you talk more about the
Sure.
consistency that you've managed to
Sure.
garner and teach others?
Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
Um, the when you understand the buying process, and that's one
Hmm.
of the things that you and I really spend a lot of time on. A lot of other trainers, they focus on maybe selling, but not really understanding the buying process. What is that customer
Interesting.
thinking? Why are they in
Yeah.
front of me? What happens is when you understand all that, whether times are good or bad, you're not going to have maybe the real high highs. You'll have some highs, but you also won't have the real low lows. So
Right.
basically what it does is it sort of flattens out that curve and you're
Right.
pretty consistent from an income
Yeah.
success standpoint,
Yeah.
um, because of all the hard work, the smart work,
Right.
and just executing the same thing kind of over and over and over again.
Right. So really a market like now is where you and I can define ourselves, and the top salespeople that have a process, that understand the buying process. I mean, I can think of it. In fact, you came to a builder with me in Charlotte, Shea Homes, it's now Empire
Mhm.
Communities. There have
Yeah,
been salespeople there that have been there 15 to 20 years,
yep,
and they exactly are what you described. They don't have the high highs, they just have a nice consistency where every month
right,
they're converting at the highest level. Many of their team are older folks that have experience as managers, and like you decided, hey, you know what, I don't need that, I'm just a great salesperson and enjoy that.
right,
And I can go out and sell
yeah,
and have a relaxing life, and now you can
yeah,
mentor others. But
yeah,
that's a real gift. Not everybody can really hone their skills and have a process that creates that consistency. Uh,
yeah,
Before we go away, I just wanted an introduction to you to the folks that we work with. One of the things that's exciting is you're a licensed NLP coach. So could you explain that and how that's going to benefit
sure.
the salespeople and managers that you coach as well? What is it all
Sure,
about?
sure. I think any kind of communication book, sales book, that you pick up, there's always a chapter or
Yeah,
at least a paragraph in there about, building rapport and, the fact that most people want to buy from people that they know and that they trust. Um, and the
like and trust. Yeah,
like and trust, exactly.
yeah,
And basically what NLP does is it teaches how to build that rapport very, very quickly through things like um, a very high level of observation, in terms of listening to the voice, listening to the words that people are saying, watching the minimal cues, the body cues that they're doing,
right.
and then using that to build that rapport very quickly. And it it it's it it's it works so well that
Right.
it's almost a little unfair, to tell you the truth. But it
Right.
really, really works when you get it down. It really
Yeah.
works well. It really works well. And then you can
And you
just
only look.
focus. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was just going to say that in case we'll get worried, we only use it with integrity. We aren't here to manipulate
Always.
or deceive. It's when somebody we want to connect quickly with people, get on their level, but it's not to push or manipulate or that
Yes.
kind of stuff. It's just
Yeah.
the intention behind it is all very
Yeah. I,
fair.
I think
Yeah,
our first NLP slide says use only for good.
yeah. Well, there we go.
So we
Yeah,
so we do really focus on that.
can
Um, Go ahead.
can you give a couple of tips, or a tip or two about building rapport in NLP before we go? And
Sure.
NLP, what was started in the late 80s, and Tony Robbins
Yes.
was the fellow
Yes.
that
Yeah.
most of us
Yep.
know Tony
Yep.
Robbins as that guy that is able to connect and adapt, and he's just teaching NLP secrets, really.
Yes.
Yeah,
So NLP, just as a real quick, NLP was not invented, it was discovered. It's been out there forever.
I
And
see.
it
Makes
just
sense.
took somebody to really kind of sit down and look and understand when I say this word or they say this word, whatever. But I would tell you, if I had to give you a couple of really quick tips,
Yeah, I
um,
need him.
uh, one of the greats said that he felt, one of the great NLP guys said that he felt that um, the speech, listening to the speed,
Sure.
the volume, and the tempo of the person that is talking to you and pacing that
Hmm.
is the fastest way to build rapport. So if
Is
someone
that
comes
right?
in and they're
Yeah.
talking real fast, you need to speed it up a little bit and talk fast. And if somebody comes in and they're talking sort of slow, then you need to slow up
Right.
and just match that. And
Right.
it literally only takes 2 or 3 minutes of that type of
Right.
pacing.
Right.
And if you just started there, you would
Right.
get rapport. You would get into rapport much quicker with the person
Interesting.
you're
Yeah.
working with.
Well,
Does that
good.
sound
So
good?
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So
Yeah,
you're getting into sync with them. So
exactly.
in SYNC, not SINK. That's the difference. That'd be odd to get into a sync with somebody like
Sure.
enamel or stainless steel. You're getting in sync. You're getting into their rhythm. Probably didn't need
Right.
to be said, but I just figure somebody watching this say, "What's he talking about?" Getting into a sync with somebody. No, no, you're getting in
Exactly.
sync very quickly. Yeah, I learned a lot of stuff from you clearly, but I don't always remember where I got it. But I just love the idea of it, and I've tried it. No one in 25 or 30 years, whatever the heck it is, has ever said, "Hey, buddy, are you mimicking me? Are you matching me?" They
Yeah.
just think, most part, I like this guy. How come he knows
Yeah.
how to be on my level? And that's really what it's all
Right.
about, is getting in
Yeah.
sync and
Yeah. You do get to
matching
the
them.
point where you're not consciously thinking about the
Right,
voice or the other
right.
things that we teach. It
Yeah,
just, you just do it. You just do it.
yeah,
And,
perfect. Well,
and it works remarkable.
Well, Tom, thank you so much. I couldn't be more happy to have you on the team. I'm hoping that, or not hoping, I know a lot of my clients are going to really benefit when you get out on the road and you roll your sleeves up as a coach. You're sort of like me in the terms, I think you're a sales whisperer. You understand the sort of movement, the flow and the ebb of a client and what needs to happen and how to step back and how to, just listen really well
Sure.
and lead a client and not push them. And I know that there are going to be salespeople across the country that are just so happy to have met you and work with you. So I'm
Yeah.
excited for get you out on the road,
Yeah, man. I'm looking
get you
forward to
working
it.
for a living.
2024.
All right, man. Take care.